This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome to News 25. It's Tuesday, March 29th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, a nonprofit organization based in Las Vegas has big plans for Pahrump. The Pole Foundation wants to help homeless veterans by building what they're calling a home and livelihood facility on property that right now belongs to the Salvation Army. Pole is an acronym for Productivity, Opportunity, Livelihood, and Education. Angelita Duran and Leo Foturno presented their plans to a group of interested community members at the Salvation Army on Buell Road.
Pole Foundation is a nonprofit group to inspire and empower the poor and improve their way of life, get them out of poverty.
This will be our first one, although we did start one in the Philippines, but due to the COVID-19, that thing was stalled. And now this project came out, and then we want to concentrate on this project in Pahrump because this will help the homeless, especially the veterans.
This is a project for the homeless. We're focusing on the veterans right now. We can get them off the street and get them into a livelihood project, which is why this property here, the Salvation Army that we're standing on, is very ideal. It's very feasible for this project. There's already existing building. We can have the kitchen so we can cook the food for the veterans. And there's already a lot of land that we can expand the project. First, we'll build a group home for the veterans, and then we'll have the facility for a microgreen where they can grow the vegetables and also harvest them and sell them here in Pahrump. And we can also form and raise an ostrich farm right here. The byproducts that we can get out of the ostriches are very widespread. From the eggs alone can be sold to the community, and the shell from the eggs are actually exported in Europe. And we can teach the veterans to carve, some artworks in the shell, and we can sell them. And we have the market in Las Vegas Strip. Also, the meat is red meat. It's very healthy. It's very healthy. And they're talking about having a hamburger stand of ostrich here in Pahrump. The feathers can be sold also as a novelty item, and we can have a family day for the community to come over and feed the ostriches, and that will be a very fun day for a family. The connexus actually came out because it's very a good resource. There's a lot of connexes around, and even those that are only used one time, those are very strong. And we can build and make them into a living space. And we got help from Ken Small, he's our architect, from Small Studios and Associates. And they helped design this. They donated this design for the building, for the facility.
We will be starting it with 8 to 12 to start small. Mm-hmm. There's a pilot project. Then if we get everything going on, then we're going to start another 8 to 12. We started little by little.
And we're going to actually start the process as of now. As far as the grants, we have been starting to write the grants, and we're just looking to acquire the property first. And then we can go ahead and send the grants out and ask for help. We have a website. We're still in the work, but it's www.polefoundation.org. It's POLE foundation.org. We'll hope to get that up and running after this presentation, in 2 weeks. And you can reach us as well. My phone number is 702-812-1032.
Well, the Pole Foundation hopes to have the new home and livelihood facility up and running within 3 years. Duran says right now they're seeking funding to allow them to purchase the Salvation Army property, which encompasses about 5 acres. Meantime, he says that they're open to other possible locations here in Pahrump if it meets their needs. Well, a benefit of being a member of Valley Electric Association is capital credits. Those credits are returned to members as either cash or a bill credit, depending on the situation. VEA's Bill Perna says no matter what happens, including a member's death, you'll never lose your capital credit benefits.
So if a member has an existing account, if both members are on the account, what they need to do is come in and provide a death certificate. If the surviving spouse is still on the account, the capital credits are still completely intact as they would be previous. So they would be paid out normally to the surviving spouse. If only one spouse is on the account, then what would happen is it's a surviving spouse or the surviving estate or so forth would come in and provide proof of the spouse passing away. And then what we would do is we would go ahead and close that account, and then what happens is it would go to an early retirement, which they can get paid out immediately on an early, well, not immediately like on the spot, but it would go to an early retirement, which would be a percentage of the existing capital credits that are available that they would get paid out. Now, they can also choose to just have that kept in perpetuity and paid out normally to the estate. If you have an inactive account or an inactive membership, you never lose your capital credits. So what you want to do is make sure that your forwarding address is updated so that in the future, as capital credits are retired, that you can be contacted. One of the benefits of being a co-op member is that you're paid back. You're investing, every time you pay your bill, you're investing equity into the co-op. And so as the board goes through the years, usually those are paid out between 20 and 30 years, right? The equity or what the distribution amount that you get paid or that you get allocated to your account, those credits get paid out over the years. So when we go and we retire, when the board retires capital credits and they pick the years, so currently right now, as we retire those capital credits, we'll be issuing checks or we'll be issuing credits on the account. And that's just based on the dollar amount. If it's $25 or less, it'll end up as a credit on your account. Or if it's more than that, you'll receive a paper check. 775-727-5312, and you want to contact the electric billing department. And then anybody that needs information, they can also go to the vea.coop website, and then also in our lobby we do have pamphlets that explain what capital credits are and all of these processes.
News 25 will return in just a moment.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, the state seasonally adjusted unemployment rate was 5.1% in February of this year, a decrease from 0.1% from January of this year, according to the Nevada Department of Employment, Training and Rehabilitation's February 2022 economic report. Seasonally adjusted estimates account for regularly seen economic patterns, with the following estimates not seasonally adjusted. In the three metropolitan statistical areas, the highest unemployment rate was 5.3% in Las Vegas, and the lowest was 2.8% in Reno. Carson area's unemployment rate was 3.2% in the month of February. As for Nevada counties, the lowest unemployment rate was in Eureka at 1.8%. And a recent study from Cleveland Clinic Children shows the benefit of 3 different types of diets for children who are obese. According to the CDC, 1 in 5 children and adolescents in the United States has obesity. Dr. Michael Macklin led the study and explains the research.
We studied 9 to 18-year-olds who were at the greater than 95th percentile for their body mass index, which is the definition of obesity. So we studied them and one of their parents and randomly assigned them to one of 3 healthy eating patterns, either the Mediterranean diet, the American Heart Association diet, or a plant-based diet.
Dr. Macnon says they discovered all three of the diets had similar results when it came to improving a child's health. He says there were significant decreases in weight, blood pressure, cholesterol, and glucose levels. Their risk for heart disease also declined. Dr. Macnon says they made some interesting discoveries along the way, like the child did not have to be perfect in the way they ate. He says the average compliance was just 55 to 65% throughout the year-long study, yet they still saw impressive changes.
We encouraged everybody to follow these principles that are common to all healthy eating patterns. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables of a variety of sources, and then also have whole grains, and when you have protein, make it a healthy protein. Don't eat too much red meat or processed meat.
Dr. Macnon says another finding during the study was that children had an easier time adapting to the new diets than their parents, which highlights the importance of introducing these healthy habits while they're still young.
The Nevada Division of Environmental Protection and local partners are excited to kick off the first ever Nevada Food Waste Awareness Month this April. Throughout the month, NGEP and partner organizations will host a series of events and community outreach activities focused on best practices for buying, storing, and composting food to protect the environment while helping to reduce grocery costs for Nevada families. The month-long campaign will commence on Friday, April 1st, with a webinar hosted by the department called Food Waste 101. This will be an introduction to what food waste is, why it matters, where it occurs, and how to prevent it. Some of the benefits addressing food waste include saving money. By limiting the amount of food that gets thrown away, your family can save thousands of dollars a year. Supporting Nevadans in need. If you have extra food at home, consider donating it to a local food bank or shelter to support Nevada families and children experiencing food insecurity. Conserving resources, as keeping food out of landfills helps lower greenhouse gas pollution, and composting food scraps can help make your healthy soil for your garden. Partner organizations will also be hosting events that help inform Nevadans about the importance of limiting food waste. For a complete list of events, please visit the Nevada Recycles website. News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
All right now we have your sports report with Doug Ferber.
Hello, sports fans. The Golden Knights have been raiding their minor league Silver Knight team roster all season. But what's that saying? It's all for the greater good? And tossing 6 scoring passes in a football game usually means a win, or does it? I'm Doug Ferber. In a must-win game trailing for the 8th wildcard spot in the NHL's Western Conference, the Las Vegas Golden Knights had to contend with a large Chicago Blackhawk contingent at T-Mobile Saturday afternoon. And for 2 periods, the VGK looked defeated and outplayed, trailing 3-0, with Blackhawk fans coming out of the woodwork. Then, through the miracle on this ice, the Golden Knights struck like lightning, scoring 3 goals in less than 4 minutes to tie the score in period 3. From there, the Blackhawks took a 4-3 lead, but Alex Pietrangelo tied it again at 4 with a little more than 10 minutes to play, giving life once again to the struggling VGK. In overtime, the Knights once again turned to this week's most talked about night, Evgeny Dodonov, who, dare I say, slapped one in Will Smith style for a 5-4 Golden Knight win, sending the VGK fans into a frenzy. In 57 previous games, trailing by 3 or more in the final period, the Golden Knights have never come back. Saturday they did. It was epic. The VGK now holds a 1-point lead for the 8th playoff spot over the Dallas Stars and head out on the road for 3. Not to beat a dead horse, and certainly not throwing shade on the Silver Knights, who have supported the VGK with players through this injury-riddled season, including winger Pavel Dorochev. Yesterday, the HSK lost 2 critical games at home on Friday and Saturday night to the Tucson Roadrunners. Friday night, the HSK jumped out to a 2-0 lead, only to fall 6-3. On Saturday afternoon, it was a close-fought battle until an empty netter sealed the 3-1 Tucson win. The HSK has fallen to 7th place in the AHL Pacific Division with 14 games left to play, and their playoff hopes quickly fading. The Silver Knights travel to Bakersfield for 2, then return to their premiere at the Dollar Loan Center next Saturday night. On Monday, the HSK moved into the Dollar Loan Center and held a practice. In Game 2 for the Vegas Nighthawks Sunday at the Dollar Loan Center, the Hawks showed they can score almost at will, but the Tucson Sugar Skulls had the same game plan. Hawk quarterback Jalen Henderson hit KD Cannon for 2 scores in the first quarter, one 12 yards and the other 26 yards for the touchdown. But in this game, both teams seesawed back and forth, holding slim leads. In the end, Tucson outlasted the Nighthawks 48-39. Henderson completed 18 of 32 for 189 yards and 6 touchdowns to lead Vegas. He hit his favorite scoring target, Cannon, on 3 occasions for scores in the loss. Henderson also led all rushers with 24 net yards. In the end, leading by 2 with 2 minutes to play, it was Tucson quarterback Daquan Neal hitting Arthur Jackson for a 5-yard score to win it for the Sugar Skulls.
Well, I mean, you look at what happened from last week to this week. I mean, we made monumental strides. So we'll just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And like I said, we'll be fine. I told people at the beginning of the year, through 4 games, if we were 2-2, that's a huge success for us, being an expansion team.
The Nighthawks play the Bay Area Panthers next Monday night, then return to the Dollar Loan Center on Friday night, April 8th, to play Arizona. One last note, the UNLV Rebel baseball team will play Arizona State this evening at the Las Vegas Ballpark in Summerlin. The first pitch is set for 6:05 p.m. For KPVM TV Sports, I'm Doug Ferber.
Thanks so much, Doug. Well, let's go to Luis Posado with your student news.
Hello once again. I am Luis Posado and I have some exciting news. To begin, prom tickets are going to begin being sold next week starting at $25 per person, and couple tickets starting at $40. As each week progresses towards prom, April 30th, the ticket prices will increase. So make sure to buy your tickets early to get the best price. The senior certs are in and ready to be picked up. For those who have ordered them, they are in Mrs. Daffer's classroom, room 231. The certs can be given once the agreed upon $20 is given. Trojan Park is once again open to the public and is open from sunrise to sunset. There is a newly installed sand volleyball court that NHS has built and is eager to see utilized and enjoyed by the public. Finally, next Friday is a minimal day, and that following Monday is a family day, and students are excused from school. That is all for now, and enjoy the rest of your week.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Take a look outside at those beautiful clouds. Super blue skies as well. We're going to have your weather update right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Lovely to see you here today. And what an interesting weather map. We've got Fernley, Fallon, and Carson City checking in about mid-60s. Tonopah not quite making the grade, stuck there at 57. That's our cool spot in the state. They deserve a little Fonzie trophy, I suppose. Goldfield at 62, 71 out in Beatty. Amargosa so off in the hot spot, not quite getting there at 75, but Las Vegas, ring-a-ding, you're the winner. Chicken dinner of that derby, and 77 is your high today. Out in Death Valley, it's 86, and here in the paradise of Pahrump, 71 degrees is our current temperature. It got as hot as 72 just a little bit earlier. Boy, that wind was kind of ferocious throughout the day out of the west, northwest, 15 miles per hour. Some showers this morning, yeah, I saw that, and things kind of clearing out. That humidity up at 34% as the sun rose this morning at 6:34. Don't worry, it'll set under majestic cloudy skies that will dissipate overnight. Starting about 7:03. It's going to be a beautiful sunset tonight. A low of 48 is where we're heading. The wind's dying down to 11 miles per hour. And how does that set us up for the rest of the week? Well, let's take a look. Oh, look at that sunshine. Wednesday, Thursday, clouds return. But Friday, Saturday, lots of sunshine. A beautiful day for an outdoor event. Don't you think? The Pahrump Music Festival is a great place to be, I think. Temperatures ranging up to the 80s Friday and Saturday. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend. Clouds coming over on Sunday, but temperatures staying up in the 80s. We'll get to 85 by Tuesday. This is a trend I think I can support, and that's my position. I'm sticking to it. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, Sean. Well, the 4-H Creative Writing Club Wordplay Cafe has written, illustrated, and created a beautiful original story for the families here in our town. They have been financially supported in this endeavor by several community organizations and members, and they will be having a great unveiling of this permanent installation on April 3rd at 1 p.m. You are invited to join them at the Master Gardener's Demonstration Garden located at 1681 East Calvada Boulevard. That's on the corner of Calvada and Dandelion Streets. That's going to happen this Sunday, and you can come on by. Once again, we have posted that on our KPVM TV Facebook page, and of course, we're going to have lots of tasty treats. I heard even brownies. And then don't forget that there is going to be, of course, Simpkins Easter in the park, and I know that PDOP is going to be having theirs, of course, with the Holiday Task Force as well. This one is going to be Sunday, April 17th at 10 a.m. down there at Simpkins Park off Simpkins and Highway 160. There's going to be live music and a service. Everything starts at 10 a.m. Come down for Easter in the park, and it's going to be so much fun. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. From all of us here at KPVM TV, Ace Country Radio, have a great night. See you back here tomorrow.